All right, should be on. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Eric of EMFC.
This is Derek of the Extended EMFC channel.
We're so back. It is Wrestle Chat Wednesday. Once again on a Wednesday. It's 3 weeks in a row. We're back on schedule. We're back primed, ready to go. I hope everyone's had a great week. It was a post WrestleMania, after WrestleMania, I guess. Now their focus is
Mm-hmm.
towards Backlash, as our focus is as well. As we're gonna go straight to the point this podcast, and yeah, let's go to the recap. Sorry, I was just trying to drag this across, but it worked. Perfect. Oh my god, not that yet. All right, so starting with Friday Night SmackDown, it was I guess pretty eventful. It's the SmackDown after WrestleMania, so they had to have some return surprises. They had to do some bigger matches, bigger events. We're starting off with the biggest of them all. That's a big match, John. Sorry, I'm just looking at the Twitch stream real quick. Big match, John starts it out. I don't know if you want to take that, Derek, but is Randy Orton
Yeah.
promo.
Has a nice promo off with Randy Orton, where Randy basically kind of, I guess, like questions Cena on his attitude, his change of attitude, and how he's not really truly convinced that like what he's doing or his attitude as of late is extremely genuine since they've known each other for like years and years. Um, there was a lot of back and forth that honestly was kind of like useless, like telling John that he should get kids and he'll kind of understand. John roasting a kid in the front row. John basically reiterating that like when he goes home with the championship, he's basically ending the lineage of the WWE championship, and everybody who uh wins a world title from that point on will be starting over, and it won't be connected to the line of WWE champions that have come up until him. Um, and then he cheap shots Randy Orton, and Randy Orton gives him an RKO.
Honestly, pretty much as you summarized it, I was expecting more from the promo. I felt John Cena was still sticking to his script. There was sometimes he went off script just for the crowd, but that was it. He wasn't really shooting from the hip. I feel like Randy Orton kept also following the script and bringing up the kids and stuff. It just seemed kind of forced at that point, in my opinion. It just looked like they had to keep going the task that they were written for and not literally speak from the heart. But the rivalry's gonna be sick. It's a lot of nostalgia. It's going to be in St. Louis for the championship match, so it's going to be lit.
Yeah, like I think that's just kind of like what it is. Like for me, like I don't even know like with script or whatever the case would be. To me, it just like I didn't understand what the point of it was. I think that was just kind of like what it was. Like I feel like again, like there's 25 years of history there. There's a lot that they could work off of, and I feel like they may like work off of the weeks coming up towards Backlash. But like for their first like I guess interaction, like on-screen interaction, like especially since like the roles have been reversed,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was gonna go. Like I don't really even know what the direction was of that segment, right?
She's like almost like to set up the
Even
match,
like
but like it was just so forced, like with like this heel
yeah,
turn and
like they
stuff.
set up
It's
the
just
like they set up the match, but like I feel like nothing was really said in substance to kind of really set up the match. Like the main point was, hey, like I'm gonna fight you for that title. All right, let's do it in your hometown, kind of thing, and that was pretty much it. Everything else just kind of felt like filler to me. Um,
yeah.
so I mean, the segment did what it did, and I'm still hyped for it. But like, I just feel like watching the segment, I was just kind of like, what are we doing here? Like, why is Randy talking about like
Having
John
children.
having kids, and like why is like Randy like switching from like this isn't you to like, oh, I was so stupid and stubborn, like like let me just take that title from you kind of thing. And it just kind of like, how do we get from point A to point B? You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
there, I feel like there's more that you could do to kind of like get there, because especially since like Randy knows John so much, like. But I feel like that's also part of the problem with this heel turn is like the way that it's been done. It's been done in a way where like there feels like there's a lot of holes in it,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that with The Rock being involved and making it like that. It felt like it was going in one direction, and it's not. And it's like, okay, cool. Like if we're basing it off of John Cena crash out, like being the reason, like I still feel like there's still a lot of questions that need to be answered in regards to that. And
Mm.
you know, you can like argue like maybe like that's the whole point, and maybe like we're not supposed to get the answers right away, but it just feels like they don't really know how to navigate
How to
this right
complete that
now.
story. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
And honestly, it does make sense. If like as we said, it just feels like filler. It's like taking us
Yeah.
along.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sick filler because again, it's John Cena's final run, so it makes sense to have an OG rival, probably his greatest rival of all time, Randy Orton. But honestly, I'm stoked for the match. Very excited on what they can produce. But right now they gotta up the story. But we'll see because I know probably within the next couple of weeks, especially going towards Randy's hometown, they're probably gonna do more serious stuff.
Hmm.
On to the next segment. I don't remember the order of everything that's happened. All I know is I'll just shoot quickly from the top of my head. Axiom looks like they've been called up from, or
Yes.
Fraxium, sorry, seems to be
Yes.
called up to the main roster. Um, I didn't watch the match, but from what Seba was telling me, they were touted as the greatest tag team on the roster, whatever. So it looks like they've been called up. They win their match against Los Garzas, who have been losing a lot of matches and also respect from Escobar as of late. Um, there's more tag team action afterwards. Another major news: Malachi Black returns. The Miz is calling out. He's like, I'm a main eventer. Why does everyone want to put like their name for namesake or whatever against me? I'm the one who beat John Cena at WrestleMania. Yada yada yada. Whatever. Malachi Black comes out back with his old OG theme song, hard, bro. He's coming in the casket. He's like, kicks him in the head, bro. It was a fantastic start. Very hyped for it. I'm excited to see what they can do. Maybe if they mix a little Uncle Howdy stuff, which they haven't introduced yet. I'm surprised. But exciting for another superstar in there. Another surprise, because again, it is the SmackDown after WrestleMania. The United States Women's Championship was on the line. Should have been on the main card, but it is what it is. Zelina Vega beats Chelsea Green. It was a surprise, really,
Hmm.
honestly.
Yeah.
Shocking. Good for her. Like, there's a lot of people that are fans of her, so they're excited. Um, obviously, like changing the titles every once in a while is a good thing. I feel like, as we said with Triple H's reigns, they've been too long. Not everyone deserves that long title reign. Sometimes a little back and forth is okay. I think something with like the women's mid card title is okay to pass around a little bit. So I'm glad Zelina Vega won it. I do love Chelsea Green's whole gimmick and like even bringing Piper Niven and I forgot the other girl's name, but she's in there as well.
Alba Fire.
Thank you. I was thinking of the other girl and I was sad. Anyways, bringing them in as like their secret service, it was cool storyline wise. Again, they just need more rivalries to spice it up a little bit. But I think hopefully they keep her whole presidency thing still going, and maybe she'll win it back, and they'll have other rivalries continue forward. I feel like it's the right time to keep it on Chelsea Green, not lose it. But it is what it is. They got that surprise factors. Lena Vega is the new Women's United States champion. Am I missing anything else major from SmackDown? I don't feel like I am.
There's some other major stuff. Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill had a one-on-one match.
Ah,
Uh,
yes, and everyone was googling,
yeah, yeah.
on Jade Cargill when
A
she
lot
was
of,
doing her entrance. All
lot of
generations.
googling. A lot of googling, but they had a pretty cool back and forth match that got interrupted by Naomi and then by a returning Nia Jax,
Yeah,
who is setting her sights on Tiffany Stratton once again.
should be excited. They
We
never got the
had,
rematch, so.
hmm
Also, before we move on, this has been like all online, and I've been seeing it. I was like, "There's no way this is real." And when I watched it back, I'm like, "Holy smokes, it was real!" That whole Naomi thing coming in, and she's like,
yeah, yeah,
people are like, "You seriously consider her a good wrestler? Like, you guys want to check again?" Obviously, she is a good wrestler, but that was that was something
yeah,
else.
yeah.
That
Yeah,
was pretty bad.
I I I think it was just like more hysterical than it was anything else. Like I saw it was kind of like, oh, you're literally just battling her. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, I mean, See, I think her character is kind of like going into like a little bit more of like a crazy thing. So like I think that was just kind of like her just just being crazy, and that was all it was. So um, but yeah, so we had that. We had Jacob Fatu's first promo as United States champion, where Solo Sikoa was basically trying to take credit. Jacob Fatu interrupted him and basically said like, nah, I won this and yada 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 yada. Gets interrupted by Drew McIntyre and LA Knight. LA Knight and Drew McIntyre go back and forth. They set up a number one contenders match for the United States Championship, which they have. It gets interrupted by Jacob Fatu, who attacks LA Knight, I
No, no, no,
believe,
no.
and
It was Solo that came to attack LA Knight. LA Knight kind of reverses it. Ref notices Solo's there, and that's when Damian Priest comes. He attacks.
oh
There's
yes,
a DQ, so I think technically Drew is the number one contender now.
yeah, technically,
Mhm. And that's when Jacob Fatu comes in, and he beats him up post to post, coast to coast, fucking moonsaults everywhere. Derek gets more points.
yes, and I did, and I'm very happy about that. And then the main event match, the triple threat TLC match for the tag team titles, which I haven't seen yet, but apparently it was very good. And Street Profits won, so
It was
sweet.
a pretty damn good match. Um, Again, because I was counting points and I did it very quickly last night. I didn't because I knew I was gonna work today. So I wanted to watch it. So pretty much me and Seba kind of like skipped through it with arrows because I heard it was a really damn good match. So we went to like all the major spots, and from what I saw in the major spots, they're all lit. Dude, there is some things I've actually never seen in wrestling before. Um, so all of them amazing tag teams. They're all athletic. They're all very skilled. So just the regular moves that they were doing off ladders and off chairs was sick, but like
Hmm.
using the way they incorporated weapons was amazing. There was one segment where it was one of the Bang Bang brothers. He got a steel chair right through, like, when you place a chair right through their head.
Hmm.
I think it was Ciampa that put it, and Johnny Gargano comes with a chair and just swings, and the chair literally like wraps around the guy's neck, like if it was just like, I was like, Jesus Christ, bro! I've never seen someone like hit a chair and like hit
Hmm.
hit like the corner of the seat. So like if it's hanging like this, it just span around his neck like that. And he's just like dead, bro. I was like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
Um, I know Gargano and Champa, they're crazy, bro. They had the chairs side by side like this. So your back lands on the double A flat side,
Hmm.
and they're like,
Hmm.
and they turn the chairs to like it's spiked up. They
Yeah,
reverse it, but Johnny takes the hit,
yeah.
and that was
They
nasty,
love that
bro.
spot. They love that spot. They love
So
that spot a lot.
nasty. Sometimes keeping like the chairs in the corners were disgusting enough. Them jumping off ladders, smashing through tables from just random areas were amazing. I believe it was Montez Ford who someone in the crowd was asking for if they could use his item as a weapon. His item was his leg, bro, his prosthetic leg, and he actually took it and started hitting. I think it was Gargano with it,
Gargano,
and
yeah,
the
I saw
crowd
that
was
spot.
hyped. It was exciting. It was fun. Honestly, it was a really really good match. I'm just trying to remember any of the other spots, but it was pretty cool. It was something that should have been on the main card. I know you love the New Day, but the New Day don't deserve that spot at WrestleMania. They could have deserved that like on a Monday Night Raw or on a pre-show, which they should bring the pre-show back. By the way, we'll
I think
get
so.
we'll get into the
Yeah,
sheets because people mention
yeah.
that. If
Yeah.
you want everyone on the card, there's like battle royals for it. But anyways, this match was a WrestleMania worthy match, and a lot of people said it's one of the greatest TLC matches of all time. As Albert said earlier this week, amazing, but it was not like the OG. Oh, they did do the edge spear spot, but they did it very
Mhm.
safely through a table. Forgot who was the one who was hanging onto it. I think it was Champa who was hanging on
Mhm.
to the belts, and then the Bang Bang brothers were helping him so he wouldn't fall to his death. And then it was Angelo Dawkins who was on the ladder, but he was scared. He was like visibly like holding the ladder, and he's like, "Should I go? Should I not spear him? Should I spear him?" And that's why like the Bang Bang boys were helping him, hanging. And then he jumped, and they kind of safely like went through a table. So those spots again pretty cool, but not like the OG where it was just so random, and those guys
Mhm.
took that pain, right? So
Mhm.
um overall good match. I don't know if a lot of finishers hit. We have to look because Matt didn't count his points, so we have to confirm. But yeah, that was
My
SmackDown.
finisher set. Can't confirm my finisher set, so that's all that matters.
Next, Monday Night
Through,
Raw.
through a table, even. I read that. They hit their finisher through a table, but yeah.
Did they? Oh, there was the Skull and Bones,
It was,
bro. That
yeah,
one,
Skull and
that was
Bones.
through. That was sick. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were like inside like the ropes, and then they jumped out because the table was outside, and they hit the finisher. Forgot
Mm,
about that. That was a
yeah.
cool spot. All right, Monday Night Raw. Honestly, I thought they would slow it down a little bit, but I guess maybe Backlash is soon because they went right through it. They continued with the
I
storyline of
yeah.
Seth Rollins and his new group with Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker. I don't know what was going on. Maybe they spent too much time in Vegas. Maybe they toasted themselves, left themselves in the microwave way too long, or they all decided to visit some very cheap tanning salon. But they're very toasty with the fake tans. Um,
Oh yeah. Oh
looked
yeah. They were
looked very
hella
weird.
ten, hella ten, bro.
Seth Rollins comes out in a $13,000 little cardigan
Bro, that
dress thingy,
jacket,
bro.
bro, that jacket was sick. Like I saw that, I was like, my god, I want to own this. And I saw the price, and I was like, I will never be able to afford this.
A $13,000 jacket. People were saying that WrestleMania check is kicking in for him, and it does make sense. WrestleMania's happened. He did main event, so wow, I didn't know you spending that much money on it. Helena was with us, so she was very excited because she said she likes to watch the beginning of Raw and the end of Raw because the most important things happen, and she says she likes
She's
the
right.
outfits.
She's
So
right. Mm,
he came out in that outfit, and the next day I sent her how much it was, and she's like, "Yeah, made sense."
yeah.
Thirteen
Yeah.
thousand dollars,
Absolutely.
bro. Holy smokes!
Absolutely.
For
US even.
to wear it one night, disgusting, bro.
Yeah, that jacket was fucking hard though. Oh my lord.
Continues their reign, say they're the future of WWE. Honestly, I agree because Seth Rollins still has a lot more years than what Roman Reigns and CM Punk probably have. And Braun Breaker is the future, and Paul Heyman knows how to push the future. So I'm digging the route they're going. Well, it's like an evolution kind of way.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, Sami Zayn comes out. I was going to get a snack. I heard Sami Zayn's song. I was like, "What the frig? That the is that the Canadien? Is that the Canadien?" I was like, "Oh my god, it is." Surprisingly, Sami Zayn gets involved in this rivalry, and I guess it makes sense. Former world champion, former intercontinental champion, history with Seth Rollins a little bit, history with
Mhm.
Braun Breaker. He lost his intercontinental title to him after beating Gunther. That's what
Mhm.
pushed Braun over to the edge, right? To be this talent that he is today. Continue the rivalry. They give him more like an opportunity. They're like, think about it. These are the things that we can do for you. They walk away. Um, in that meantime, there's a couple of things that happen. Rhea Ripley comes out. She's still kind of involved with NXT superstars Julia and Roxanne Perez. I don't know if they're NXT superstars anymore. Again, Roxanne's just been like up and down. Both of them are deserving to be on the main roster. I feel like they're talented enough, kind of like how they're
Mhm.
doing with Stephanie Vakir.
Mhm.
But we'll continue on that
Mhm.
later.
Mhm.
Um, Again, very talented women. The NXT women's roster is very talented. So I guess the rivalry continued because the match ended DQ. EO helped out. Rhea and EO are a tag team now. I don't know why. I guess that's the match they're having at Backlash, but I guess it's okay to kind of stretch out the rivalry a little bit more. People are behind EO, but people are also behind Rhea, so it is what it is. Reminds me, I forgot about it. Bianca Belair is back on SmackDown. She's mentioned that she broke her finger, but she'll be back soon, and she's done that without rivalry with Rhea. So rip, but hopefully we'll see her that again soon.
Mhm.
Um, Moving forward, our world heavyweight champion midcard Jey Uso finally has a opponent. Is Logan Paul. A lot of hatred, lots of hatred uh, towards this. We'll talk about that in I guess the sheets afterwards because a lot of memes. A lot of people said these are the two superstars they don't want to see, and now they put them together. They said it's probably one of the worst matches Triple H has put together. So we can give our opinions on that later. I know was gonna say your sheets. Your grain of salt will probably have that a little bit in there. What else? Another rivalry that we didn't expect to have, but it's happening right now. Becky Hogan, aka Becky Lynch. Also, doing her John Cena impression, be like, "I'm mean now. Nah, nah, nah. I'm a very angry Irish woman. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is why I did it. I attacked Bailey. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I buried her because I bury everyone. Yeah, yeah, yeah." And then good for Lyra. People were actually cheering and singing her song. I actually kind
Mhm.
of cooked her on the microphone. I was like,
Mhm.
where the hell was this Lyra Valkyria all along?
Mhm.
And it was similar to Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes' title reigns, where like they're good wrestlers, they're very talented. They just need someone as the reverse, someone as their opponent that can help elevate the
Mhm.
rivalry. And
Mhm.
Becky Lynch is one of those people, especially that's her
Mhm.
mentor that could
Yep.
elevate her. So I'm excited for this rivalry. It's pretty good.
Yep, and that's exactly why she's in this position, and that's what I was saying. Like, as like last week, I said that I wasn't happy with Bailey being pulled from the spot, and I'm still not, but I understood it. And after Monday, it was like, yeah, this was 100% the right position, right decision, because like the Becky Hogan compare or the Hogan comparisons, it's like with Hogan, he didn't care to elevate anybody else around him. He just wanted to keep his spot. Whereas like every time Becky Lynch has gotten involved with these storylines, it's been to elevate the people that she's been with, right? Like when she got involved with NXT and won the NXT belt, it was to put Lyra over, and she became a bigger star because of it. She won the World Heavyweight Championship. Everyone called her Becky Hogan, but then she put Liv Morgan over, and that put Liv Morgan on the biggest title reign that she's had in her career. Right? She went to NXT, and like everyone said, like she buried Tiffany Stratton, but like her match with Tiffany Stratton put Tiffany in a higher stratosphere to the point where now she's the women's champion. And it's like again, it's been mentioned. This is Lara Valkyria's first title defense on a pay per view since she's won the title.
Oh wow, I didn't take that in.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like again, like this is the thing. Like this match feels like a big deal. Like they're actually making this feel like a big deal. And she's had title defenses against Dakota Kai, where she hasn't been around in months. And oddly enough, everyone who's talking about like, oh, we want to see these women have opportunities. No one's asked about where Dakota Kai's been. And like, so it's like people have fake outrage, but like, how much do you really care? You know what I mean? The same thing with Bailey. Like, people are outraged, but no, I haven't seen like any trends about Bailey since she's been cut. Right? Like, people were mad that she was gone, but she still isn't on Raw. People aren't really asking questions as to why she's gone, kind of thing, right? And I like the fact that, like, at the very least, like Becky, although buried Bailey, she still kept her relevant by saying, like, yeah, like you're not here because you stink. Do something about it, kind of thing, right? Like,
We should continue a rivalry
because
between
that
them, or you go with
exactly, which
Lyra.
so like, and I feel like again, like
It's Austin.
it's calculated. Oh my god.
Stone Cold.
Oh my
Stone
god.
Cold. Oh my god. That's 35 months. Appreciated Johnny in there. Ah, son of a bitch. Appreciate the sub.
But yeah, like as much as again, like as much as I didn't like Bailey being taken out, like the like Monday Night Raw showed exactly why Becky's plan and her being involved worked. And now I'm excited to watch Lyra Valkyria have this match with Becky, even though I have seen the match before, but this will be the first time I've seen the match
The
in
main
this like
roster.
fashion kind of thing, right?
I think it's gonna be a good match. Also, Johnny's
Yeah.
apologizing to you for always cutting you off with the broken glass. Buddy, when Stone Cold hits,
It's
it
always
hits,
me, bro.
bro. It's
Yeah.
always me. But yeah, should be an interesting rivalry. Moving forward, I'm trying to see what else. I know they mixed a little bit of the luchadors in there. Chad Gable teasing the Americano coming after El Cero Miedo Penta as he defeated his brother at WrestleMania. So they teased the Lucha Bros coming back together. Um, Penta finally got involved with the match with what was it? Dom versus was it Dom? No, it was a tag team
Uh,
match. It was Finn and JD McFunko Pop versus the War
yeah.
Raiders, which again Johnny was here chatting with us when it was live. He said it wasn't entertaining. I quickly skipped by it. The match looked pretty entertaining, but similar to what we always say, the wrestling is good. Their character just needs more better. When it comes to the Judgment Day, I guess I skipped a little bit, but Judgment Day had that segment behind where Finn is still kind of like he doesn't know where he belongs. Everyone else is becoming champions. Everyone's celebrating. JD's back. He's like, I wish people tell me stuff in advance because like I'm always in the out of the loop now. And they said that we should get the tag titles now that we're back together. And that's when Penta got involved and such, right?
Yeah.
Also brings us to Liv Morgan telling it wasn't Adam Pierce this time because he had a day off or something like that.
Yeah,
It
Nick
was
Aldis.
Nick Aldis this time, and how she's making a movie. So she's gonna be gone for a
Yes,
while. She says she needs to take time
yes.
off. We don't know what movie it is. Supposedly it's not a superhero movie. Apparently it's gonna make her a big superstar in Hollywood. A lot of people are very excited for it. She's gonna announce it next week. I don't think she's gonna be there. That's why I'm not putting her on my team. Rip to the women's tag titles because now they're going to be just dangling, but we'll see. Oh my god, Spider-Man, no? People were thinking like maybe she's the new Harley Quinn and the new DC. I don't know. They said that it's not supposed to be a superhero thing. Spider-Man would be sick though. Can you imagine her as Black Cat or something? Oh,
Oh, that'd be sick.
my days. The only other person would be Sydney Sweeney, but we'll talk about that. Anyway, yeah, good for her. Honestly. People were saying Hooters the movie, but it is what it is. Yeah, I guess that might put Raquel Rodriguez in the back burner, unless other people were suggesting put Carlito as the women's tag team partner. Just
Oh
in
my
there,
lord.
it'd be hilarious. But whatever. That brought Dominic saying, he's like, I want my time off. But he's like, sorry, you're the champion. And AJ Styles was there. So it looks like they're going to have a feud. Who knows what's going to happen with that? Sami Zayn has a whole lot of segments backstage discussing his future. I believe it was Paul Heyman who mentioned to him is like, if you join our like squad, you'll automatically be the number one contender for John Cena and Randy Orton after whoever wins that match.
Mm-hmm.
At the end, Sami Zayn does not take the offer. Gets the absolute snot beaten out of him by Braun Breaker, a very tanned Braun Breaker, hitting 20
Very tanned.
spears, a lot of finishing
Yes,
maneuvers until it was like
yes,
a no contest, like he can't continue any further.
yes.
The
Stop the
dogs were
match.
out.
But I need you to understand, like, did you like when like Sami Zayn like had his little like, I'm gonna stand here and do the right thing and yada 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 yada, and then like the lights dim, the sirens went off, and that shot of Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman in the spotlight was one of the coldest shots I had ever seen.
Mhm.
Like it was actually so sad.
No, it was pretty cool. It was almost like you effed up. Like is your
Like,
decision.
yeah, like it was like one of the first times I was just kind of like, oh, like they're making Braun Breaker a big deal here. Like this is crazy. So yeah, I loved it. Like when I heard the sounds, I saw that shot, I was just like this is giving me like Brock Lesnar vibes. Like this is actually really sick.
Mhm. Which brings back to Goldberg. I was gonna say maybe he's like more like a Goldberg character. I forgot that Pat McAfee is gonna have a match with Gunther
hmm
uh, on the pay per view. I wasn't excited at first, but a lot of people are. And then now I started
The
thinking about
promo
it.
was good.
I'm
His
like,
promo was very good.
as long as Gunther kills him, pushes him a little bit forward. Apparently, it's teasing a Goldberg return, and then Gunther's the one who retires him. We'll see. I think it'd be a good
Yeah,
option.
that seems to be. It seems a little. I mean, Pat McAfee's a football guy, so is Goldberg. So maybe like Gunther's just gonna go through like the Mortal Kombat of football guys, and then make his way over to Goldberg or something.
You know who also were football players?
Roman Reigns.
Joe Anoa'i. Oh, sorry, Roman Reigns.
Uh,
If you're using his wrestling name, Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar. Anyways, and The Rock, of course, when he played for what was it, BC Lions?
yeah,
Yep,
and also Baron Corbin.
and Robbie Smith.
Oh, Em-
Get him in there.
uh, Edmonton's own.
All right, I guess that's Monday Night Raw. I don't think anything else was important that happened.
No, that was pretty much it. That was pretty much it. I think.
Okay,
Io,
those.
Io Sky pointed to herself again, so
And
it's
everyone's like,
funny
"Oh
how
my
like
god,
it's becoming a thing now. Like it's actually hilarious.
it is pretty funny."
I saw a
Well,
video of like people in the crowd going like,
I
"Yeah."
know. I seen it. I seen it. It was so funny. No, she is over. It's hilarious. Good for her. 'Cause she was like an afterthought. We didn't expect her to be like, why is she involved? And here she is going over.
hmm
Alrighty. Do you want to go into the sheets or do you want to go on the grain of salt?
Uh,
I'm not like Matt. I
let's
don't
do.
have the sheets up, so it's gonna be from the top of my head from what I remember.
All right, let's do the sheets then.
Okay, I'm starting to remember a couple things now.
Let's get lost in the sheets.
There's a couple sheets that I'm remembering from the top of my head. Please don't let me forget. One of them, you mentioned it on Instagram. It was a new
Yep,
promotion, right? Okay, don't
yep.
let me forget that one. I'm
All
forgetting
right.
the other ones quickly. Um, Snap. What was it? Okay, let's go with this one first. So the first one in the sheets, I believe it was Brie Bella or someone else has mentioned that there should be pre-shows that happen at WrestleMania because
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania is long enough. There's nothing happening on the pre-shows right now, and
Mm-hmm.
battle royals are ones that are missing. So something like the Memorial Battle Royal for Andre the Giant on the first night, and the second night for the women. That way, everyone still gets showcased. Everyone gets a time on the card. You can cut some matches, like the tag team match that wasn't needed, I guess, just so people could be on the card, and then have more important matches at WrestleMania. I truly agree. Honestly, I think that's what's needed. If everyone's going to be added to the card, then why not, right? Like that big TLC match was missed. It should have been added on the card. And I agree. Sometimes something like the Andre Memorial Battle Royal, that was something like, we would order our food, and by the time the food comes in, WrestleMania starts, we're already snackish. We started eating. It's something to hype
Mm-hmm.
us up a little bit. Not
Mm-hmm.
overdo it and put like 10 matches on the pre-show, no, but something like a battle royale on each, a men's and a women's. That way, at least like 30 or 40 of them could be there, and they don't miss the WrestleMania weekend. It's a good idea. So I kind of agree with that little thing they mentioned.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Especially since I think the WrestleMania kickoff started at like I think was it 2 hours before or 3 hours before? I think it was 2 hours before. But even still, like in like previous years when they've done the pre-shows for WrestleMania, they were able to fit like 3 matches in there before the actual main card. So it's like I know that like back then, like I think like the part of the problem was depending on where they were having the show. I remember like the New Day talked about how they did the pre-show. I think it was in Arizona or somewhere super hot, and like the mats outside on the outside of the ring were like scorching because it was like in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And like whereas like when the show starts, like things are cooled down a little bit, so it's not as bad. But also, I don't know, like I felt like at that time, like getting a pre-show match almost felt like an insult because you weren't on the main card. But like I feel like that's a better alternative than missing the weekend altogether.
I mean, for
So
WrestleMania, it's okay. I like the other ones,
yeah,
like it's whatever. You could put like a weird mid card match to warm people up, kind of like how they always did with Raw before we
yeah.
came, to like heat it up a little bit, get people excited. But I guess to each their own.
But yeah, but I definitely think that the pre-shows should like feature matches again because I think it's a great way to get more people involved. There are definitely matches on the main card that definitely could have been pre-show matches. Like I love the New Day, but the New Day I like Viking Raiders match could have definitely been a pre-show match for sure.
Mhm,
Um, like so, yeah, like the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial matches definitely could have been on there too.
mhm.
It's just something to kind of get like the people who have already gotten there an opportunity to kind of see something while they're waiting for the show to start. It might encourage people to come in sooner as well. And yeah, like I think it should be something that they should look into doing again.
Okay. To the next sheet. Let me see. I guess we'll go with yours because the only thing that's popping in my mind right now. So Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff teased a new thing going on. I thought it was going to be a podcast,
That's
but
what I thought.
it turns out to be not a podcast. They're actually starting another wrestling promotion. Don't know much about it. They added some other guy. I thought it was going to be Kevin Nash, but Kevin Nash is a whole other dirt sheet that happened. Do you know more about it? I know you were excited to talk about it earlier.
Honestly, all I know about it is that like they're planning on starting the promotion, and I think the third guy they mentioned was probably the guy who was going to help them start it or was going to be helping fund it or something like that. But I know nothing about it outside of that. Um, and honestly, I don't care.
Uh,
I just found it very funny that like I just find it funny that like Hulk Hogan still feels like he can be.
Something in wrestling.
Yeah, like I feel like anytime they try to do something, it works for like a minute and then it doesn't work,
Mhm.
right? They tried it in TNA and like TNA died as a result of it. You know, it was the thing in WCW and then that died eventually. And now they're trying to kind of do this thing and it's like I feel like the only reason why is because like Hogan's kind of just been annexed in terms of like every other wrestling company that he could potentially be involved in that he needs to be involved in some way, shape, or form. So now he's doing this.
I know. Like,
It'd be
just
kind of funny if
retire,
Vince
Grandpa.
showed
We
up
know.
though. Like it'd be really funny if Vince showed up somehow. Like ended
Oh
up
my
like being like
god.
part of the like that. That would actually get me like
That would get
interested. I'd be like,
viewers.
oh,
That would
okay,
get viewers, all right.
yeah, yeah, that would definitely do something. So, but yeah. Otherwise, like, it's a very interesting thing. I like the little like NWO-esque promo that they kind of cut on their thing, but it also was just kind of like, you guys are old. Like, what are you doing? Like,
I know. Sometimes you need to know that it's over, bro. And it's so funny
yeah,
because they talk. I swear Eric Bischoff talks a lot of ish, and he always puts his 2 cents and opinions on everything. I
yeah.
thought so about Hulk Hogan, but apparently they are still friends. I don't know, but it is what it is. Seba says he thinks that it's actual wrestling, like it's like real life wrestling.
Like, not sports entertainment, like actual wrestling.
Seems
Well,
like.
now I care even less.
So I'm not sure if that's the truth, but it is what it is. What else was mentioned? It was on my mind, but now I forgot it. Oh, Kevin Nash. We're talking about NWO. Kevin Nash was talking about The Rock. So The Rock apparently said that he didn't want to interfere in the WrestleMania match. He didn't want to get into the rivalry because he didn't want to get involved. He's going to distract from John Cena's big moment. But Kevin Nash said that's a bunch of bull because apparently he was actually making a movie. Forgot what it is, but it was apparently being filmed in Hawaii, and that makes sense because he was taking pictures that he was in Hawaii. And the last time he tried to fight, he injured himself, which held production back, costing them tens of thousands of dollars. So that's the real reason why he didn't come, supposedly.
Interesting.
Yep, he's a scumbag. Confirmed. Seba says because that third guy's like a legendary coach in Olympic wrestling. Oh, that's so
Oh,
weird though. So odd.
screw.
Screw, screw Hogan, bro. Just say it. Say it, goddammit.
Forever hating a Hulk Hogan. Love Eric Bischoff, but forever hating a Hulk Hogan. What does Hulk Hogan know about real wrestling? Is it like, look, let me shut up. It's fine. It's fine. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see it for the
The
greatest
best
Hulk.
of luck. Best of luck to their future endeavor and business venture. I hope it is profitable and fruitful for them, and it opens up opportunities for younger kids to be able to realize their dreams and
And go to
to be
WWE
able.
and not go over there.
Yeah.
Other things in the sheets. One page was talking about if she's gonna come back with her name. If she got the chance. She said most likely she would. Um, it's given her a lot of memories, right? Just having that character, so it would make sense.
Hmm.
Same thing with Rusev. He did the same thing. Oh, Rusev came back. We forgot to mention that. He absolutely
Oh yes.
destroyed everybody. Um, and he did a promo that he's now the Redeemer, I believe, kind of, where
Yes.
he wants to bully everyone that he left as like a bum, and he used to be great, and now he wants to do the same thing for everyone. So by stomping and beating the hell out of people, he will make you a better wrestler. So yeah, should be fun.
Yes. I'm so excited.
And that's what he wanted, bro. It should be exciting,
This is
bro.
exactly what I wanted. This version of Rusev is the best version. Like in AEW when he was the Redeemer character, it was so flipping good. It was so good. So like as soon as he said it in his promo, I was like, oh yes, we're getting that Rusev. Excellent, perfect.
Fighting someone like a
Because
Miz or
this,
a Sami Zayn or someone who hasn't been on the card as of late, maybe a Karrion Cross, and just beating the hell out of them and making them come
oh
back
yeah,
better. Could
oh
work.
yeah.
Like a Jey Uso. Who knows? What else? So Page, the Rusev return. Trying to see who else. I lost. Oh, it's because I was doing the names. So yeah, Paige. Paige wants to come back as Paige if she got the opportunity. Keeps escaping my mind, but there was a couple more. Oh, there it is. It's Def Rebel, right?
Yes.
That they're doing.
Oh, oh yeah.
They're doing the theme songs for UFC now.
Apparently.
I thought they were fired, bro. They didn't. I thought they let them go. I thought they were trash. Everyone knew they were trash. They didn't want them anymore, and now they're making songs for UFC. Good
No, they
lord,
they
bro.
they live forever. They live forever. Who knows? Maybe they're the theme song for Jacob Fatu saved them. It's like, oh, yeah, this hits. Maybe you have a job afterwards.
They're gonna come out. There's gonna be like Style Bender. It's gonna come out with a bunch of those Miles Morales freaking little
Oh my god, shut up.
little pan hitting and little noises. This is real jams. You got talent.
Oh my god.
Good
Well,
God.
whatever. Good. I guess good for them. I would just be happy if they just weren't making music for WWE anymore. But again, they have some hitters,
Mm.
so it's fine.
The other
I
thing in the
guess.
sheets was, I believe we discussed it before. A lot of people are complaining that people are on the bench and they are not injured. They just have nothing for them. As we mentioned, Dakota Kai is one of them. Dakota Kai has actually commented in Twitter. She says she's not she's not injured. She's good to go whenever. She's just not being used. Um, which brings us back to the point where like a lot of people were saying that they're not being jobbed out. It's like there's two options. One, they don't have anything for them, so they job them on Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown. The other option is that they always wrestle on main event. Or a third option is let them hold on because specifically Dakota Kai with Asuka almost returning and Kairi Sane almost returning, they want them to all come back at the same time, not just have her in the background. But I guess it's to each their own. Some people they need that time off, you know. If not, they're gonna get buried. I know Karrion Cross is one of them who was upset, but now apparently he's gonna get pushed. That's something in the sheets. Same with Drew. I think Drew's supposed to end up winning a championship very soon, is what was mentioned.
Hmm.
But we'll see.
Yeah, I think that like if we're being transparent, it's like okay, cool. Like we had Dakota Kai on TV for a bit, and people were excited for her to be there, but like I hate I hate when people complain because like they'll say like oh like this person deserves all this and this person deserves all this, and then once they put them in that position, then they'll
Jey
turn
Uso.
on them just as quickly and say like, "Oh, like this person doesn't do anything, yada yada yada." Yeah, Jey Uso is a perfect example because like people were riding with Jey Uso leading up to the point where he won the championship, and now people are kind of like, "Oh, like he doesn't do anything, like he's so mid, blah 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 blah." But it's just like, yo, you guys were clamoring for him, like absolutely clamoring for him. And this is again, this is the same crowd that was like wanting Rock versus Roman for years and years and years. And mind you, the perfect storm happened with Cody. But like the same guys who were cheering for Cody and say, "Yo, Cody deserves this," and like this is our guy, a year later just booed him in favor of John Cena, right? So like like I can't take a lot of what these guys take seriously. Like I'm starting to understand what Vince was talking about when he was just like, "I'm not gonna give you guys what you want. I'm gonna give you guys what you need." Because if people were left to like book shows the way that they were gonna be booked, like Dolph Ziggler would have been like a 15-time world champion and would have gotten like mid reaction like throughout the entire time of it, right? Like so I'm like, I remember I watched a video like I think like last week where Paul Heyman did like a very simple explanation on how to book a show, and it was just like, you take a person who's super popular and you put them with somebody who's pretty mid, and by putting them together with someone who's mid, it elevates them because they are fighting somebody who's super popular who knows that they're supposed to win, but the idea of matching them against each other and having the idea that this person has a chance against the super popular person makes them seem bigger because they figured out something that other people weren't able to do, right? And then they become elevated as a result of that, and they're able to use that elevation to bring up other people around them, right? Which is why Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria makes sense right now because Lyra Valkyria is mid. Becky Lynch is great. You put those two together, Lyra Valkyria looks a lot better because she's being paired with somebody who we know as being someone who has accomplished a lot already, right? Which makes Lyra Valkyria a bigger deal. So when you run it back and eventually do Lyra versus Dakota Kai sometime in the future, it doesn't feel like it's just something that you would kind of like veto because it's like two people that you kind of don't care about, right? And I know that people want everybody to be involved, but again, within this business, especially with professional wrestling, you can't just put people on screen just for the sake of putting them on screen because as much as people think they'll like it, they're not going to if they don't feel something invested in them, right? All the people who are invested in Austin Theory right now literally don't give two shits when he's on screen, right? He had his opportunities on screen when he did the stuff with Jey Uso, and people were like, well, why is Jey Uso fighting Austin Theory right now when he should be facing other guys? Like, this is the same person that y'all are writing for, saying, oh, he deserves an opportunity, but you didn't care when he was on screen. right? So I feel that again, it's one of those things where you kind of need to like trust the process and understand that like yeah, like there's a reason that as much as I hated seeing John Cena on screen for like 10 plus years as WWE champion, him being there was the need to do because him facing guys like Alberto Del Rio, R-Truth, John Morrison, The Miz, put them on a higher platform and made you want to watch the match because they were being featured with John Cena, right? So um, Dakota Kai, she'll definitely come back. She'll have her time, and I think with Damage Control, when they're all back together, things will kind of make sense. But the people who are on the bench, I think that it's two things. It's like they're on the bench because they can't do anything being out there right now with who they're with, and two, it should light a fire in them to want to be greater. Karrion Kross took being kicked, like left off of the WrestleMania card in his home city as an opportunity to find other avenues to get himself out there and to get people talking about him. A person that I know personally, I've wanted to see show this side of him that he's showing right now because I know how good he is on the mic. I know how captivating he is and how well he could be displayed if he's given the opportunity to do so. But people weren't invested, right? He had AOP with him and people didn't care. And now that he's doing all these things and he's finding different avenues to be able to show parts of his character that people didn't care to see, now people are like, oh shit, like I think we kind of want to see more of him kind of thing, right? And that brings more interest towards him that allows him to be able to elevate his character and become a bigger deal over the next few months. Logan Paul, don't like him, never will like him, but him being involved in the situation right now, although very mid. Like he draws eyes, he draws reactions, and it's something that people do care to see because he does have a fan base. I'm not one of them, but there are a lot of people who do care to see this guy kind of thing, and that's why that whole dynamic works. I had one of my patients today tell me that he wanted Logan Paul to win, and I was like, "You're stupid," but okay, I get it, kind of thing, right? So,
Good God, but
right?
yeah, I guess it
But
is what
like
it
that's the
is.
thing.
Mhm.
It is what it is. Like it sucks, but like this is how the wrestling business works, right? You can't put Triple H and Rock from like '95 and say like, oh, these guys deserve opportunities. We're gonna put them in a main event. No, because they weren't those guys at that point in time, right? They needed to be paired with people to make them into those guys. That's why Triple H had his series with Mick Foley and had all those early matches with Mick Foley because that made him into that guy, right? And once he became that guy, then he became the game, and that's when people were like, okay, we care to see this person, we want to see him involved with all these people kind of thing, right? And I think it's just it kind of comes down to like people wanting to like rush and jump the gun, and again, maybe we're conditioned as wrestling fans to do that because especially when Vince brought out the pay-per-views like once every 2 to 3 weeks, like we had to like have a program that probably needed more time to develop, like sped up into like a 3 week program, and it forced us to kind of get from like point A to point Z in a short amount of time, whereas like you need time to be develop these guys, and once these guys are developed, like yeah, the way over there is going to be a slow burn, it's going to be kind of frustrating at times, but once you get to the other end, you're going to be like, you know what, yeah, like this was worth it kind of thing, right? And then you can kind of like go from there kind of thing, right? So
The college days. You remember that? Yeah, like a Monday Night Raw pay-per-view, 2 weeks later it was a SmackDown pay-per-view. We're like,
it
what the
was a
heck?
SmackDown pay-per-view. Oh my goodness. Oh, like it
Well,
was
that's moving
fun
order.
because I was like, yeah, legit, like yeah, like we were meeting up with each other like twice a month, like it was great. But like at the same time, it's like I don't know, it was
It was
like
shitty
on
wrestling, bro.
one hand, yeah, like it felt like okay, like am I really invested in this? Like, do I need to watch this pay per view? But at the same time, I was like, it's a pay per view, why not, kind of thing, right? So, but yeah, we'll see. But either way, um, people need to shut up.
Exactly,
That's
bro.
my
Is
piece.
that your salt? Should we get into the salt now?
Yeah, I'm more salt.
Won't keep saying it. I take it with a grain of salt. I take it with.
All right. This is my grain of salt, and this is my biggest grain of salt. And it's not necessarily it's a bit of grain of salt, but it is a prediction that I have.
Hold on, no spoiler prediction.
My prediction, I believe that this year Braun Breaker is going to win the Money in the Bank contract.
Oh, really?
I think so. I think that the future plan that Seth Rollins has laid out is to set Braun Breaker to be the future of this business, and the best way to set him up to be the future of the business is by laying the blueprint that Seth Rollins used to become the future of the business, which was winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. I feel that this alliance that they formed is going to be a way to elevate Braun Breaker to becoming a main eventer, and I think it's going to be with him winning the Money in the Bank. I think it's going to continue with Seth Rollins eventually winning the World Heavyweight Championship back, and I think it's going to end with Braun Breaker finally seeing that, like, you know what, like, I'm better than this, and cashing in on Seth and becoming World Heavyweight Champion.
Ooh, interesting storyline you're developing there.
Yes.
I didn't think he was gonna
Yes.
betray him. I did mention that having a Jey Uso win the title, is a feel good moment. He can wrestle a couple of rivalries here and there with people, but he's gonna get absolutely demolished by someone such as Braun
Yes.
Breaker. I believe
Yes.
I said Braun Breaker specifically a couple weeks ago would be the one to demolish him and then take the world title from him. That way, elevating his character and putting the main event. But now that you put it
Yes.
this way, you're right. I guess he could win Money in the Bank and go
Yeah.
that direction.
I think
Um,
so. I think they're going to take their time with really cultivating him to be in that next position. But I definitely, I feel like Seth Rollins' heel turn is going to come full circle when he like goes after Jay. I think that's what we're going to see there. But I feel like a lot of these like faction and groups, especially with the like fashioning the person who's done it all and been there, and the person who's like trying to prime themselves for the future. I feel like the blueprint is always trying to elevate them by having that person turn on that leader, right? It happened with Evolution, it happened with DX, it happened with Legacy, kind of. I always just feel like that's sort of like the plan there. So I think that like okay, like Jey Uso, like he won his dream. We're trying to prime for the future. How can we do that? Like Braun Breaker, his rise has been meteoric. It's been crazy how much he's developed. He's been working with Paul Heyman, and he's been able to build his character in such a cool way. And again, like his presentation on Monday showed me like these guys have huge plans for this guy. And so it's just a matter of like when do you execute it? And with Triple H, we know that he's not going to just be like, all right, cool, we're going to put the world title on him by SummerSlam. But I definitely think that they're going to be working week to week to really make Braun into a big deal. And so I could see something like that happening within like the next year, where like they execute fully and he becomes World Heavyweight Champion.
again, Sami Zayn was a huge, again, another world champion. The guy he beat for the Intercontinental Champion, right? So he's a good stepping
Hmm.
stone, good wrestler to be
Yeah,
involved with.
yeah, yeah,
All right. I like that little grain of salt. On that note, the women's I heard it was supposed to be Chelsea Green. I'm not sure if that's true, but because again, I still would like her to keep her United States reign, but
yeah. I'm trying
her
to think
character,
of who would be a good character to put
Stephanie
the Money in the
Fakir.
Bank.
Give me.
I
Uh,
mean, I would. Yeah, I
something
mean,
like
it
a
would
Liv
be interesting.
Morgan. Liv Morgan would
But
definitely elevate that with the whole Judgment Day storyline to be a lot better. I just feel like she already has that it factor already. Maybe they should put
yeah,
on someone who's
like kind of
remind me
on the
something else
cusp.
in the sheet quickly. First ever women's Money in the Bank winner, Ellsworth. I mean Carmella.
Oh yeah,
She's pregnant.
again.
Congratulations to her and Corey Graves. Corey Graves is in the
Hmm.
like. I know a lot of people are roasting, and a lot of people have given their opinions. I shall not say mine, but along the lines of that, she was complaining of not having screen time because she was pregnant and got pregnant again. We'll leave it at
So
that.
I already gave my opinion. Again, great wrestler. She did her time. Uh, please don't use that as a means as to why you're not getting opportunities. You were good.
Was she great
You
though? She
aren't.
was more like
You
decent.
aren't. You aren't Becky Lynch. You're not Charlotte Flair. You're not Mercedes Monet. You're
Iconic.
not Stephanie Vacour at this point. You're not Liv Morgan
Bonus.
at this point. I feel like Liv Morgan's already passed her by like
Oh,
huge.
a long time ago, right?
Uh, yeah. So like she did her thing. She had her time. And I don't know. I feel like I guess me going to my great assault a little bit. I don't. I always have an issue when people feel that the opportunities that were given to them in the business allows them to be able to talk as if like they are bigger than that. Like, and I use Ryback as an example because it's like Ryback will talk about like how he was like this like big deal in WWE, but like literally was given everything that he was given in WWE. It's not like he created the Ryback character like WWE did. It's not like he created his opportunities. WWE gave it to him because he was so closely resembled to Goldberg. Like that was just given to him, right? When he had an opportunity to really like branch out on his own, he showed like how flat he really was. But then he still talks as if like he was like God's gift to wrestling. Like if you are able to take the opportunities that are given to you and are able to transcend them to the point where you become like a mainstay name like everywhere, then you have the ability to talk your shit, right? But when everything that you have been given has been given to you because it just was that time and you weren't able to maintain it, then you weren't that good. Simple as that. Carmella was good, but like she had two title reigns during a time where like they were passing around the SmackDown Women's Championship like it was a hot potato. Um, she beat Asuka during a time when they were like having Asuka put people over like it was nothing. And she did her thing with R-Truth, and honestly, that stuff was super entertaining. She was able to make that work really, really well. So I will give her credit for that.
I don't even remember
The next
that,
match,
bro.
well, the dance parties were great. I love those things. That was like the peak of like PG or like the random stupidity. So I honestly think that kind of helped R-Truth's like wacky weird character become like a huge thing because he was just doing like weird stuff with Carmella all the time. Like all the
Don't even
stupid
remember
stuff
it at
kind of
all.
started. Yeah. So, but outside of that, you know,
Derek with the chunks of salt right now, chucking it at him.
and again, like this isn't me throwing shade at her. Like she's obviously richer than me. She's definitely more successful than me. But like,
Is she?
again, like I don't miss you in WWE. Like you do your thing. You are an amazing mother, and it's great that you are having another child with Corey, who is also a great voice for WWE. Um, but yeah, you had your career. Like just enjoy the opportunities you had and what it has given you and what you will now have as a result of it, and don't bite the hand that feeds. That's all it is. you
Okay.
know
Again, more chunks. Um, Back to the original thought. Women's were women's world title. Women's Money in the Bank winner. Because I think about the men's, I guess Braun Breaker Ray is the only person. Maybe a Carmelo Hayes, but I still feel like they need to push him a little bit more. Say Jey Uso would
mm,
have been a good one, but he already won the Royal Rumble and the world title, so it's
yeah,
kind of
so
useless at this
that's what
point.
it is. That's what, yeah, Carmelo Hayes would be cool. The Carmelo Hayes would definitely be cool. I don't know. I don't think he's there yet. Like I think they need to at least like put the mid card title on him at some point.
Maybe Drew, but he already
Um,
lost it. Damian Priest already
yeah,
won it.
yeah, yeah. Like Braun just
LA
feels
Knight
like the only one. Um, maybe. I guess it
solo.
really
Oh,
depends.
that would have been lit, bro.
That would have been lit. I don't know. I feel like they kind of like taking the gas pedal off of Solo now. It's kind of unfortunate.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, we'll kind of see. Yeah, to me, like Braun Breaker seems like the like odds on like the clear favorite out of everybody on the roster right now. That like who's someone that isn't there. Definitely could be there. It just needs something to get there, and like
El
yeah,
Americano.
it just fits. It just fits with But on the women's side, yeah, honestly, I can't think of anybody. Like Chelsea Green had a great run as United States champion. She would be honestly her being Money in the Bank and like just seeing like imagining the segments with her with the briefcase would actually be probably really cool and funny. Um, so
Io
yeah, honestly,
Sky,
she
but
could
you
be a good
already
choice.
had it.
She already had it. Oscar already had it. Oscar won it, right? I think Oscar. Yeah, Oscar won it. Um, yeah, I don't think anybody for Damage Control.
Lara,
Bailey's already won it.
Lara Valkyria would be good if she moves on to the next step.
Yeah, I feel like they're probably gonna keep Lyra there for now,
Nia
but yeah, Lyra will
Jax?
probably be good.
Did she climb that
Nia
ladder?
Jax, she already won it?
I
Or
don't
am I
remember.
tripping?
I don't remember.
Maybe
Bianca
not. Huh?
Belair turns fully evil. Jade Cargill,
Maybe.
it's a good option.
Maybe Jade. Maybe Jade. Yeah, Jade would actually be a pretty decent option for sure. Um,
Maybe
I
Trinity.
would
You know
love it.
what's funny?
I
Someone
would.
mentioned it because there's a promo with I was gonna say already her name, Naomi, Trinity Fatu, and Nia Jax because they're both Bloodline members.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like get out of my way. You never know. Someone
I
can
I
get in
would
the
love
way.
it. Yeah, I would love a Naomi won it. I would love a Naomi won it for sure. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Money in the Bank is quickly approaching. Like May's tomorrow, so Money in the Bank like about 6 weeks out. So also your OTC is expected to be back on TV for leading up to Money in the Bank too. So
It's around June. Thank God I don't have him on my team. That's Matt over there. So
yeah, well, Matt likes to draft people who don't show up. I don't know. I don't know why he does this to himself, but
I don't know. And speaking about that, here might pass him this week. Should we go
yeah,
into the fantasy?
let's do it.
Alrighty. So we are in our God knows what week we're in right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're in the 12th week of the Fantasy League. If you guys don't know what the Fantasy League is, let me put it up for you. Give me one moment while I remove this. Put that. Our Fantasy League. So me, Matt, and Derek. Unfortunately, Matt isn't with us today, but he'll probably be back next week. We all drafted 12 superstars, 6 active spots played per week. So 2 main eventers, 1 mid carder, 1 woman slash mid card, and 1 tag team spot. The rest will be on our bench. We have a restriction of actually 3 champions now, 2 tag teams, 4 main eventers. We calculate points on a weekly basis, either the pay per view or just the regular week. Because it is a regular week, those are pinfall, submission, signature, appearance, and promo points. So we calculate them overall from both shows. First place will get 3 points. Second place will get 1 point. Third place will get 0 point. But they do get a wild card. The wild card is when we spin the wheel, and they'll receive a little bonus just to try to push them into the title picture. These are the wild cards we have now. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, again, we're on our 12th week. Typically, we'd be ending it around. I don't know when we want to end it, but I am the 2-time champion. Matt is the 1-time champion, and Derek's still looking for his first coveted title reign. He was very strong at the beginning, died down in the middle, but he's trying to get those points right now. Matt started off horrifically. He's been doing good, fell off a little bit, and then he's doing great. Me, I was Mr. Consistent until last week, where I finally lost my first week. I have a total of 22 points. Matt has 14. Derek has 12. There could be a potential for these guys to come back. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see how this goes. Matt and Derek have been slowly creeping up now, so we'll see. Derek, your team.
All right. So quickly, my team did pretty well overall. Seth Rollins had a couple of promos throughout the night and delivered a curb stomp to Sami Zayn. Got me 29 points. CM Punk was not there because he got stomped into the flipping earth last week. Jacob Fatu had a promo, an appearance, and 2 moonsaults, so he got 14 points. Tiffany Stratton had a promo and a match with Jay Cargill, so she got 11. Braun Breaker, the huge MVP, had multiple appearances throughout the night, had a match at the end of the night, nailed 4 spears, got the victory, and did his signature, so he got me 75 points.
Buddy
And the
killed
Motor
it.
City Machine Guns were in their tag team main event where they hit their moves as well. Didn't win the match, but they did. They earned 54 points and got me a total of 185. A pretty decent week. Pretty decent week for sure.
Really, really good.
Yes,
Going
sir.
towards me and Eric's Rambling Ranas, it wasn't the best of times anymore. I guess just the storylines of the way it developed. Jey Uso has been doing pretty much nothing this entire WrestleMania push because he used to wrestle every week and earn me bear points, but now he's dying down. Now his champion's even worse, only 10 points. Randy Orton only promoted a little bit, 8 points. AJ Styles and Damien Priest here on my bench. They wouldn't have done anything better, so my main event scene's a little struggling. Penta is usually my bread and butter. Didn't do much this week. He's going to be in a match next week. Rhea Ripley did fight. She didn't do a lot, and she didn't even win the match either because of interference. I used my multiplier because I lost last week, so I get a bonus. So ×2 for her appearance at the beginning, ×4 in the match. Still only earned me 30 points. LA Knight barely did anything for 17 points, and Larissa Vaquel didn't do much either. So a total of 93 points. I did really bad this week, so I'm most likely the bum. I'm dropping El Americano for Rusev because he does have a match next week,
Ooh.
and he's gonna absolutely kill it.
Ooh. Ooh, you know what? I might drop Jameis for Aleister Black then.
For who?
For Aleister Black.
Who are you dropping? Sorry, Sheamus.
Jameis, yeah.
Say less, bro. I was actually gonna choose Aleister Black first.
Yeah, because he has a match with the Miz next week, so I might as well.
For Aleister Black, but Seba said no. Go with the Redeemer himself, Rusev, because his finisher is a submission. So more points.
That is true. That is true.
Seba, of course, my insider here.
That is a very, very fair point. Very good pickup.
Okay. So I'm picking up Rusev. Matt, on the other hand, did not count his points. This was a little bit last minute because tomorrow is the Leafs game, so I will probably be busy. Derek can't be there either. So, and Matt was working and he has to do something with his in-laws, so he unfortunately couldn't make it. But I can try to count him mentally here. Finn Balor probably did a couple sling blades. He did some promos and appearances. I would give him a firm, maybe 20 points,
Yeah, sure.
more or less.
Sami Zayn had like how many
20 points
promos? The
alone
first
from promo. Yeah, the first promo of the night had a promo with Paul Heyman, had a promo with
with Jey
Jey Uso,
Uso,
had a promo
had a promo.
with Seth again, and that's when
Yeah,
he got into the match and died. That was probably
yeah.
×3 with the promo, so I'd give that like a 15 points. So let's say 15 plus 15. Then he had the match. I don't know if he hit any finishers. Did you see if he did any?
He did the exploder into the corner, but he didn't do the haluva kick.
Say 9.
So
He didn't lose the match by anything else, so I mean, let's give him
I
around
mean,
40 points maybe.
mhm,
Dom had a promo at the beginning, had a promo afterwards. He appeared with
yeah.
the match, so that's pretty much the
He was
total.
was he in? Oh yeah, he was in a match. Was he in the match?
He was watching the tag team match, and then Thing
Oh,
interfered, right?
yeah,
Penta interfered.
yeah. That's interfered. Okay.
Around 13. I think it's already enough points to beat me, no? 40, 50, 60, 70, 73. He's getting up there.
Yeah. Io
Appeared
Sky.
and did just appearance, actually. I think that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Didn't do much, but it's okay.
Yeah, she didn't do any. Well, she didn't. Wait, did she do her? No, okay, she didn't do anything. Yeah, so yeah, just that.
Bailey's
Bailey wasn't there,
dead. Oh,
and the
honestly, it would
Street
be close,
Profits.
but the Street Profits did hit a finisher. Was it ×3 for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so they appeared at the beginning of the night. Both of them appeared at the beginning of the night. Their matches were ×3, so 9 points for appearance, 9 points for appearance, 9, 10, 11, 12, 18. That's already enough points to beat me. Because I know Dawkins hit his finisher. He
Mhm,
did like a mid-air version of his finisher. So that's another
mhm.
9 points. By then, he already beat me, but I don't think he has enough points to beat you.
No, he definitely doesn't.
Okay. So, he is second. So, the winner of the week, Derek, congratulations!
Excellent.
You're back, bro. Mr. Consistent is now you. So, you have 15
Ex-
points. You're inching a little bit closer. Matt gets second place, gets 1 point. So, we're going to give him a total of 15 points. You have passed. Oh, actually, you guys are tied.
Mhm.
I get 0, but I do get to spin the wheel as I get the wild card here. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Spin the
Also,
wheel.
he did wait. Who the hell is the Green Regime? I'm really trying to figure this out.
Seba has told me it was Piper Niven and the other girl, Alpha
Oh,
Fire.
oh,
I don't know why it's called a
oh,
green regime, but
oh. Okay.
he had to drop New Day because they're champions, and he had to drop John Cena because he's a champion. So his champions right now is Dom, Io Sky, and Street Profits.
Oh, okay. fair.
I don't know if he's gonna pick anyone up this week, but we'll see afterwards when he has it up. We'll erase this. I already have the next one set up, of course. Oh, let me spin the wheel. Shovel, 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 spin it! Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Oh, stop right there, stop right there. Let's go. Because the last one, the last wild card didn't save me, but this one could. An extra play spot this week, ladies and gentlemen, which means I get to play a total of 7 wrestlers next week instead of 6. All right, Derek, let's start with you. April 30th to May 7th. What are you saying this week, bro? You don't have Sheamus anymore. You have Aleister Black.
I have Aleister Black, and I'm definitely putting him in. But where will I put him? Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Surely on the
this is
women's
hard.
spot.
Oh, but I don't want to take out Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker.
Oh no. Oh, will Jacob Fatu have a match? I'm gonna put Aleister Black in Jacob Fatu's. Fuck, but yeah, I'm gonna put him in Jacob Fatu's spot.
Excellent. What? His finishers are
The Black Mask,
Black Mask, Mask,
kick,
Mask,
and then
sorry.
Black Mask, and then his signature. Let's see,
news.
what did he feel like? Okay, he does like the Springboard Moonsault sometimes.
He's gonna kick him, bro.
He does like a combination like kick thing with kicks. We'll just say kicks.
Combo kicks. Main event scene. Solo Drew Seth CM Punk.
We'll take a CM Punk out because I don't think he's gonna be there next week. We're keeping Seth in there for sure. Maybe Solo's been featured pretty, but also Drew. Yeah, we're gonna put Drew in. We'll put Drew in. But then again, I feel like Solo's gonna be in a match this week because he wasn't in a match last week.
Solo ever in a match?
So you know what? I'll put Solo. I'm gonna put Solo in.
Okay. How many champions do you have? Jacob fought 2. You only have 2 champions? Crazy. Braun Breaker dropped it. Order City, CM Punk, Drew Charlotte, Jimmy, Jacob fought 2, DIY. Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Solo is Spike. And what else?
And the Uranagi.
Side Solo.
Yeah.
Okay. Seth Rollins in, Aleister Black's in, Tiffy.
Yeah, we're keeping her in.
Whoa, Jimmy's not a woman.
Yeah, we'll probably keep Motor City Machine Guns in. I feel like neither of those guys are going to be on SmackDown, but we'll see. We'll keep those guys in.
Decent. Looks like he's have another consistent team. Tiffy, Aleister Black, Braun Breaker are probably going to be there. Solo will most likely be there. Seth Rollins will for sure be there. It's just Motor City is probably iffy. That's a good choice. On my side, I think I already set it up myself. Jey Uso stays. My main event scene's kind of harsh right now. I don't know what AJ's doing. Damian Priest will be featured, but not heavily. I feel like Randy Orton's going to carry the load if John Cena's not going to be there, so he might have a match or something. Penta for sure has a match next week, so we're keeping him. Rhea Ripley is always being promoted, so she will be there. Rusev is my new person there, so it's the Machkalak, because I forgot the name of it. The Colossus, or whatever it is, a submission.
It's the shit. What was it? The Accolade. The Accolade.
Thank you. Accolade, and then his signature is the Machka. Sorry, the Hungarian signature. It's something in there. Sabo was telling me it's most likely like a side super kick
That's the side. Yeah, the side kick. Yeah, the side super kick. Yeah.
where he kicks him, and then that's how he sets up the accolade. Accolade.
Yeah.
I don't know how to spell it, but okay. Okay. And then A-Town Down Under is going to be in finally because they're actually going to have a match next week. Down Under, roll ring thing. A-Town Down, something. They're probably not going to do anything, but it's better than not having Liv and Raquel on there if they're actually gone.
Well, Grayson Waller does have a match on Raw, so
Yeah.
you'll have that at least.
Mhm. And then Matt will figure out his team after.
Yeah.
And that is our fantasy. So we will continue that next week. For sure now on the podcast, I feel like maybe we discussed it before, but maybe to reduce the weekly recap a little bit shorter. I know we said we're going to do a shorter stream this week, but it's looked like to be almost regular timing. It's an hour 15 minutes. Yeah, maybe we can input, of course, our greatest salt in our sheets. Hopefully Matt will be here so we can organize it a little bit better. But maybe go back to playing some games. There's
Yeah.
going to be 2K still there. We had a lot of like trivia. I was going through some of like the highlight reels. We did post a TikTok at Command Socials when we played Repo. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
You should
I
buy
saw
it.
that.
It's sick as hell. But yeah,
Okay.
I started looking at some of our old videos. I'm like, oh, it was kind of fun doing like the tic-tac-toes and other things. So we'll
Oh,
see what
yeah.
we can piece together. If anyone has any other suggestions, please provide that as well. We still haven't done flop or not in a while. I can see that here on the side.
Oh yeah.
But because of my allergies and because we're tired and we worked, it's been your boy Eric from USC.
And it's your boy Derek from DMFC.
We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Take it easy.
As I am about to sneeze.